Hello, welcome to Fightmaster Yoga. This is Lesley Fightmaster. Today's class is a Warrior One flow. Elizabeth Ruck, who's been watching us for a long time practicing yoga, asked for this class to open up her tight hip flexors, and she said that Warrior One is a challenging pose. And Elizabeth, I am totally with you. It's one of the more challenging poses. So if you have a yoga block, get that handy. And I like to sit up on a blanket because it elevates my hips and lengthens my spine. That's completely up to you. And so let's take our hands together in front of the heart, taking a moment to set our intention for our practice. As always, all intentions are welcome. If you hear some noises in the background, so first let's set this up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, start to walk the hands forward. We're just going to open up the outer hips a little. So as I was mentioning, if you hear noises in the background, that is our kitten. That's Elmer. And Elmer is playing right now with a little plastic mouse that makes noise. So I apologize in advance. You may be hearing some sounds in the background. So walking the hands forward, keep the spine as long as you can and take nice, long, smooth breaths in and out through the nose. And inhale to come up, and we'll switch the cross of the legs. And again, sitting tall, take the fingertips in front, take an inhale here. You can stay right there or exhale, walk yourself out again, any amount. Keep the back of the neck long, so that the arms and the ears are about in the same line. And if you extend the arms forward and spread the fingers nice and wide, you can also practice turning the outer upper arms down, wrapping them down toward the mat, and the inner upper arms, the biceps, lifting up toward the ceiling. Those are the same arms that we want in our downward facing dog that's coming up very soon. As you take that action, press a little extra into the thumb and first finger side of the hands. Come on up, and now we'll move the blanket out of the way if you have one, onto the hands and the knees. And so just to set up those arms again, turn the outer upper arms back and lift into down dog with the knees bent, and then start to stretch out the right leg, keeping the left knee bent, and switch. Stretch the left leg, right knee bends. And just back and forth, stretching out the legs. So again, the arms are shoulders distance apart, feet are hips distance apart. Bend both knees, get as much length through the spine as you can here. And then start to reach the heels back, the inner thighs spin back, and keep the belly and ribs drawing in. Arms and ears in line. You'll gaze between the knees or feet, and then look up. And lift your right leg back and up, and then as you exhale, we'll bend the right knee and open up the hip, and we'll make some big circles. So start to circle that leg all the way around in one direction, so the whole hip is moving. The whole hip socket is getting movements. One more circle in the first direction, and then pause. Go the other way. Start to circle in the other direction. And then lift that leg up and exhale, step it all the way up. Take the left knee to the floor for low lunge. So we'll inhale here in low lunge, pulling the right hip back as you sink the hips forward. Your hip bones lift up toward the lower ribs. And spinning the outer upper arms, triceps forward now. Get as much length through the spine as you can and lengthen through the tailbone. Pressing into the front heel, you can draw that heel back a little bit. As you exhale, bring the hands to the mat and step back into plank. We'll lower to the floor, knees can be up or down, untuck the toes. On an inhale, peel the chest up into a little cobra. Pull the hands toward the feet, widen through the collarbones. Press all the toenails into the floor. And then exhale to the knees, tuck the toes, down dog, or you can always keep the knees off the floor. Stretching back here. Take an inhale to lift the left leg back and up. Exhale, bend that knee and open up the hip. And then you'll start making your big circles in either direction to start. So either way, and then switch and go the other direction. Keep pressing back, getting length through the spine, pressing into the base of the fingers. And then looking forward, we'll step the left foot all the way up, take the right knee down. Make sure the left knee's over the ankle. Pull the left hip back as you reach up through the arms. And then spin the triceps forward here. And so focus on creating as much length through the spine as you can. But at the same time, you'll keep your front ribs drawing in and your belly lifted. So there's a big tendency to get a big arch in the back. A little bit's okay, not too much. Bring the hands down, back to plank. Lower slowly again to the floor. Knees can be up or down. And inhale again to cobra, maybe a higher one if you like. And then to the knees and tucking the toes, downward dog. Stretching back here. Again, lengthening through the spine. Look forward and step or hop the feet up. Take an inhale, come halfway up. As you exhale, fold forward, bending the knees as needed. And as you inhale, root down through the feet. Come up with a long spine, stretching tall. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart, Samastitihi. Steady balance, finding Tadasana at the front of the mat. Big toes together or feet hips width, outer edges of the feet parallel. And firm the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. As you inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. On your exhale, step or float to Chaturanga. Shoulders no lower than the elbows. Inhale, press up through the hands and feet, up dog or cobra, your choice, and exhale back into down dog. Inhale to float the right leg up. As you exhale, lightly step it between the hands and spin the back heel flat. On your inhale, we'll make our way into Warrior Two. So your front heel will line up with the back arch. Make sure the knee is over the middle toes and gaze over your fingertips. Lift the chest, but let the shoulder blades draw away from the ears. Back inner thigh lifts. Press through the outer edge of the back foot. And breathe. Nice, steady breaths. Drop the left arm, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, come up for side angle. Right forearm to the right thigh, or you can take it down to the floor or a block. Reaching the left arm in line with the ear. Draw the lower belly in as the bottom ribs come forward and the top ribs spin back. Take another breath here. And then inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Exhale, windmill the arms down and step back through Chaturanga. Inhale, press into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. You can always skip those vinyasas if you like. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, lightly step it up, spinning the back heel flat. On your inhale, Warrior Two. Stretch out through the arms. The left hip's dropping down, the hip bones lifting gently. Gazing over the fingertips. Back inner thigh lifts. And make sure that knee is over the ankle. Want to keep the knee safe. Keep it in line with the second toe. Find some steadiness and strength through the arms and the legs. Find some ease and comfort as well. Drop the right arm reverse. As you exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale to come up and exhale into side angle. And again, that left forearm can stand the thigh or take it onto the pinky toe side of the foot on a block or the floor. Reach the right arm over. Try to lengthen the bottom side of your torso, the left side, as much as you can. It tends to get a little bit compressed. Make sure you're pressing through the outer edge of your back foot. And inhale, come back into Warrior Two. And exhale, cartwheel the arms down, right into down dog or to plank. Chaturanga, exhaling. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Back to arms, shoulders distance, feet hips width, and check in with your breath. So take a moment to reconnect with your intention. Next inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale and step it through again. This time we'll walk the hands to the left. Parallel the feet. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. On your exhale, fold forward for Eka Pada Koundinyasana A. If your elbows bend your elbows over the wrists. You could also, if you have a block, you can rest your head on a block. Or if you reach to the floor, rest your head on the floor. Pin the outer hips in. Draw the inner thighs toward each other. Make sure to firm the legs all the way up into the hip sockets. Gaze off the tip of the nose. And then inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, bring hands to hips. On the inhale, all the way up to center. And start to bend the knees into a high squat. So dropping the tailbone down, press the knees back, lift the hip bones, arms to a T. Take your left arm over the right for virabhadrasana arms, eagle arms. Lift your chest, gently lifting the elbows up. Continue to drop the tailbone and press the knees back. Knees and toes should be in the same line to again keep the knees nice and safe. Take another breath here. And we'll keep the legs, but release the arms out to a T again. And now left over right. Again, lifting up the chest, lifting the fingertips a little bit, pressing the knees back, dropping the tailbone down. So we're working on opening the outer hips a little bit. Some hip flexor stretching. Take another breath and release it. Walk your hands to the front of the mat and bring them on the big toe side of the right foot. You're on the ball of your back foot, or you can drop the back knee down. Either stay here or come onto the forearms, or take your forearms on top of your block. Your right knee might go out to the right a little bit. That's fine. If it does, make sure your toes go in the same direction. So again, the knees and the toes always line up. Pretty much always. Can't think of a time that they don't. But when I say always, I always want to be cautious. Always, always. So taking another breath here, draw the belly in, the right hip draws back. Inhale, come up onto the hands again. So you can take your vinyasa, or you can practice this arm balance. Right hand to the calf, work the right shoulder under, lean your torso forward so your back leg will come up. Front leg can be bent or straight, and then take it back to Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. That's called Eka Pada Koundinyasana, or scissors pose. It's a nice fun transition. Inhale the left leg back and up. You can always push pause and practice it. Exhale, step it forward. Walk your hands to the right. Parallel your feet. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take a hold of the big toes with your first two fingers and pull yourself down gently. If that doesn't work, you can always keep your hands on the floor instead. A slight gaze off the tip of the nose. The outer hips are drawing in towards center, inner thighs towards center, like you're holding a giant beach ball between the legs. Keep the shoulders gently lifting away from the floor. And breathe with the belly drawn in. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale the hands to your hips. With an inhale, come up with your long spine, and then we'll point the toes out again, heels in. Drop the tailbone down as you press the knees gently back. Reach your right arm up, bend your right elbow, take left arm out, thumb down, and sweep it behind you. If you can't reach, you can maybe work that left hand up with the right hand on the bottom of the elbow. If not, just hold on to your shirt. But roll your left shoulder back and point your right elbow straight up. Now check in with your legs again. We're so focused on the arms, sometimes we lose the legs. Tailbone down, belly lifts, hip bones up, knees back. So one more big breath here. That was a long breath, maybe one more. So again, we'll keep the legs as they are. Undo the arms and switch them. Left arm up, bending the elbow, Right hand behind. If you can't reach, you might use your left hand to press your right elbow up a little higher. Roll the right shoulder back, spin the left tricep, the upper arm forward. Then check again in with your legs. They might be feeling it now, huh? This will be the last time in this high squat. Take another breath here, pressing the knees back. Steady gaze, steady breath. And slowly we'll release. Take the hands down to the inside of the left foot, the big toe side. Back knee can be up or down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, either stay up or take your forearms down or put your forearms on a block. So another hip opener. This will work into the outer hip, a little to the inner thigh as well. Steady breathing. And again, if the left knee turns out, just make sure the toes turn out in the same direction. So in a moment, we'll move toward Eka Pada Koundinyasana, again, that arm balance. The more you can shift your weight forward, the more you can lift that back leg up. Sometimes you might want to shift forward so much that your cheek just touches the floor. Just let it hang out there so you can feel that back leg lifting. So left shoulder underneath the knee. Lean the body weight forward so the back leg can come up. Keep reaching forward with your body as the back leg lifts, and then step or float back through Chaturanga. Inhale to press up, and exhale to stretch back. Reconnect here with your breath. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Take your feet about as wide as your mat. Turn your toes out and we'll drop into Malasana, a low squat. So again, knees and toes in the same line. If you can point your feet forward so they're parallel with the outside of the mat, that's fine as long as the knees are going in the same direction. And pressing the chest open, widening the collarbones. I find this pose really, really restful now, but it didn't used to be. This is an acquired taste. Now I really enjoy it. But if you're not enjoying it so much, just stick with it. It might be one of the poses that you love later on. I have a lot of poses like that. And the ones I used to love are ones that give me trouble sometimes. So now we'll walk the hands back out. Back into down dog. And then look up, either step or hop the feet up. Take an inhale to lengthen. On your exhale, fold hips over the heels. Inhale and press through the feet. Reach all the way up, look up. And exhale to Samastitihi. So at the front of the mat, take a moment to close your eyes. Hands at heart center. And again, check in with your breath and reconnect with the intention that you set. Let your eyes blink open. Inhale, bend the knees into Utkatasana. Weight is in the heels. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale and step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale to press through the hands and feet. Exhale, make your way back into down dog. On your inhale, step your right foot forward, spin your back heel flat. Come into warrior one. So we're going to practice our warrior one a little. So pull your right hip back and reach your left arm forward and then reach both arms up. So as you reach that left arm forward first, it helps to square off the hips and shoulders to the front of the mat. Make sure the right knee stays over the ankle and draw in through the lower belly, drop down through the tailbone. Now stretch up through arrow straight arms. And then exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Take an inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, fold. Reach the arms up any amount, so stretch the shoulders a bit. Keep weight in the outer edge of the back foot, the back inner thigh lifting, but also press into the front heel. And inhale, come on up and take the hands to the mat. Exhale, Chaturanga, or skip it, go to down dog. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, back into downward dog. On the inhale, step the left foot up, spin the back heel flat, warrior one. Your feet are lined up front heel with back heel. Pull your left hip back with your left hand, and now reach your right arm forward. So really reach it forward so that your right side of your body can come a little forward. And now add both arms up. Continue to pull the left hip back and send the right hip forward. The back inner thigh is lifting up toward the ceiling. Make sure your front ribs are pulled in. Keep the belly lifted as much as you can. And then interlace other pinky on top behind you. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale to fold. As you fold forward, lift the arms up. Reach the crown of the head toward the floor, or just let it lengthen. Press through the outer edge of the back foot and again into the front heel. And breathing. And then release the hands down through your vinyasa or right into down dog, your choice. Every movement has a breath, so make sure every time you move, you're adding breath to it. If you want a child's pose, take the knees down to rest anytime. You have the luxury of pressing the pause button whenever you want to rest, too. Or you have do-overs. You can push pause and try it again. It's the nice part about practicing at home. One of the nice parts. There's lots of them. Now, step your right foot up again. The back foot is flat. Come to warrior one. Pull the right hip back and reach up tall. So I'm still working the right hip back, sending the left hip forward. And I'm not overarching my back, but drawing the tailbone down. So I have to kind of play around with this so I can get my hips as square as possible without overarching the back or sticking the front ribs out. So this is one you can really kind of play around with. As you exhale, let's bend the elbows and open the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale like you're scraping elbows on the back wall, draw them down. One more time. Inhale, sweep up like you're moving through water. Exhale, draw the elbows down and then take the hands to the mat through Chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog and exhale back to down dog. Inhale your left foot steps, the back foot is flat. It's warrior one first, again heel to heel. Left hips pulling back, the right hips drawing forward. Stretch through the arms, tailbone draws down. Watch that you're not overarching. Lift your hip bones up toward the lower ribs. Stretching up nice and tall. Arrow straight arms here, even if that means that you make your arms wider than shoulders distance, that's fine. Again, playing around, and then exhale, bend the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend and open the chest. Once more, inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, bend and open. Then we'll take the hands down, again, back into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pressing to up dog, and exhale, tuck the toes, make your way back into downward facing dog. Hopefully our hip flexors and hips are feeling more open. I hope this is helping, Elizabeth. This was a hard one for me, warrior one. It's one of those poses that I dislike every once in a while. So looking forward. I'm going to step the right foot up, back foot flat again to warrior one. Pulling the right hip back, reach up nice and tall. Keep the knee over the ankle. And now as you exhale, so you can have your arms wide or even arms in front of you if you have tightness in the shoulders. But as you're reaching up nice and tall, keep the ribs in, drop the tailbone down. And then lean your torso over your front thigh. Exhale, now pull the elbows back just like we did before. But inhale, reach. Exhale, pull the elbows back, pull the right hip back. Once more, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, pull the arms back, and then step back through your vinyasa, or you could skip it and go right into downward facing dog, your choice. I chose to skip it this time. So making your way back into down dog if you took the vinyasa, Step the left foot up, back foot is flat, warrior one, virabhadrasana one. Stretching tall. Keep the lower belly lifted as best you can. Spin the triceps forward again. Elbows are straight. Back inner thighs lifting up to help keep the hips squared toward the front of the mat. As you exhale, lean forward, but keep weight in the back leg. Pull the elbows back. Inhale, reach forward. Pull the left hip back as well. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Open the chest. Once more, inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, pull the elbows back. And now take the hands down. Step back to plank. Lower Chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. And exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Now we'll come right into Pigeon Pose. Back toes straight back behind you. So if you're rolling off to your right hip at all, put a blanket or a pillow underneath. If this hurts your right knee, come onto your back. Take your right ankle just past your left knee for thread the needle. So always want to take care of those knees. Inhale, take some length through the spine and either stay up or exhale, walk forward any amounts. Make sure the back toes are straight behind you. They're pointed straight back. And those toes and ankles sometimes have a tendency to turn, and we want to keep them straight. And just breathing here. Let your shoulder blades relax. Let your jaw and neck release, as well as your hips. Inhale, walk yourself up. And then optional, reach for the back foot. You can just hold it, or you might bring it forward. Squaring up again, hips and shoulders to the front. Instead of letting the hips open, we want to keep them squared. Bring it forward any amount. This is a great hip flexor stretch. Again, be careful of your knees. Release it. And then put your blanket or pillow on the other side if you're using it, and come back into down dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg. In a moment. There it goes. And then step it through for pigeon. So even if the right knee felt fine, if the left knee bothers you on this side, you will also take it onto your back, which I'll show in a moment. If you're rolling off to the left hip, or if your hips aren't totally touching the floor, that's a good time to pad it up with a blanket or pillow. So here's thread the needle, left ankle just past the right knee, holding on to the right shin or behind the thigh. So you inhale, take a length through the spine. As you exhale, come to the forearms or extend all the way down. And you might find that one hip feels more open than the other. This is my open side. I've been trying to even them out for years. It used to be much, much worse. My left hip would be super, super open. My right hip would be super tight. So it's gotten better, but I can still feel the left one is just a little bit easier to open. If you do find inconsistencies, it's a good idea to stay on the tighter side a little bit longer. Or maybe do the tighter side 2 times. Inhale to come up, keep the hips squaring off. Reach back for the foot. You can hold it back there if you feel a good stretch, or draw it forward. Or maybe you won't pick it up at all. But whatever you do, if you have that foot, make sure to square off the hips and shoulders toward the front of the mat. Keep the tailbone lengthening down. And then release it. Move the blanket out of the way if it's there. Tuck the back toes. Make your way into plank and chaturanga. Take an inhale for upward dog or cobra. Exhale back into down dog. And then we'll come through and sit. And come onto the back and set up for a bridge pose. Make sure your feet are hips distance apart, outer edges of feet parallel, pressing into bridge. Roll the shoulders under. You can bend the elbows, point the fingertips up, or you might like to clasp your hands. Keep the chin away from your chest. Spiral the thighs in like you're holding a block between the inner thighs. And now we'll lower down and rest with the soles of your feet together and your knees apart. Now let's set up again, bridge pose or maybe wheel pose. So I'm going to go with wheel. You feel free to stay with bridge. Come to the crown of the head and wheel, line up wrists and shoulders, and then press up. Stretch out the front of the body. Arms and ears in line, tailbone reaches towards backs of knees, and the chest stretches toward the back of the mat or the wall that you're looking at. Chin into chest, and then come down and rest. Again, soles of feet together, knees apart. Reconnect with your intention that you set. And then the last one, I'm going to put a block right at the base of the spine for a nice supported bridge. So you're welcome to do that if you have a block, or take another bridge pose or another wheel pose. So make sure you keep your breath nice and steady. No compression in the lower back. And now we'll lift the legs up toward the ceiling. So if you have a block, make sure it's on the lowest or medium setting instead of the highest. If you don't have a block, you can still just lift the legs. It's a little bit of core work, as well as having the feet up higher than the heart is also a bit relaxing. And then slowly release, roll yourself down, and hug your knees into your chest. Rocking side to side. And then rolling back and forth. Take a couple rolls. And then roll all the way up. Extend the legs for Dandasana. If you're rounding in your lower back at all, sit your hips on the edge of a blanket, and that will give you some lift. It might feel a little bit easier. Bend the right knee, right sole of the foot on the floor. Take your left hand behind you and take your right arm on the inside of that right leg. As you inhale, sit tall, and as you exhale, roll the left shoulder open. Keep lengthening on the inhales, twisting on the exhales. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, unwind. Now reach your right arm forward, wrap it around the right leg. See if you can clasp your left hand. If not, hold your shirt. Lengthen, inhale, fold on the exhale, rolling the left shoulder back a little and pulling the left toes back. And inhale to come up. Straighten out the right leg, bend the left. Leave a little space between your left foot and your inner right thigh. Right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left arm across to the inside of the knee. As you inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, roll the right shoulder back. So I try to draw my shoulder blades a little closer toward each other. So almost like I have a little baby back bend in the upper back. But I gotta keep the spine nice and long before twisting. I want every vertebra lined up. Come back to center, reach the left arm forward, get some length, and then hook it around the left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, extend. So if you can't clasp hands, it's totally fine. Just hold on to your shirt, or if you've got a towel or a strap around, you could use that. Inhale, head up, and exhale to release it. And then both legs in front. Reach up as you inhale, hinge from the hips as you exhale. Hold on to whatever you can reach. Inhale, lengthen, leading with the chest. Exhale, forward. So instead of rounding my back to get my head down, I try to bring my belly and chest forward to keep my spine as long as I can. If you can't reach your feet, just hold on to the legs, or if you got a strap handy, you can always use that. As long as you feel a stretch, then the pose is doing its job. It doesn't have to be a huge stretch either. Inhale, head up. Exhale to release and slide off the blanket if you have one. I'm going to roll mine up because I like to put it under my knees when I take Shavasana, which is where we're going next. So go ahead and lay back. And Shavasana, probably the most important pose. This is a time where we are just being and we're not doing. So give this to yourself. It's only a couple of minutes. So get comfortable. Let your feet flap open, arms by your sides, palms up. And let everything just relax. As you're resting, I'll read our quote today by Mark Twain. I like this quote because every now and then I like to reevaluate where I am in my life. Am I doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing? This is one of those times. So I found this quote, I thought, perfect. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. So if you're not sure what you're here to do yet, now is the perfect time to start working it out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a nice long breath. Stretch out through your arms and your legs. And then bend your knees, roll yourself to your right side, and just pause a moment for gratitude, pausing for all of our blessings. And then slowly make your way up to seated. Just take a nice, comfortable cross-legged position. And bringing the hands together in front of the heart, palms touch. Let's bring our hands up to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. And our hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications, sending out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends about us and ask them to subscribe. We want to try and continue our mission of making yoga available to as many people as possible, and subscribing really helps. So does pushing the like button and sharing. Also, head over to fightmasteryoga.com. We have a mailing list, and I would love for you to join it so that I can keep you updated. And I promise I'm going to start sending out regular emails, maybe hopefully once a week, just to send out a quote and let you know about our class that week and any other information that might be going on. Also, there is a little banner on the front of our website that says Amazon, something to do with Amazon. If you order from Amazon, click through that link for us, please. It helps. Bye-bye.